For this module, we are moving on to some location basics, I guess. Just fundamentals of how location works, and then how location services work, in this case, GPS. GPS is fairly ubiquitous. Most of your smartphones or your cars or your other devices have access to GPS or some kind of system that simulates GPS. So for this section, this section, we're really going to focus on the fundamentals of how we measure location and how that then translates within our use of GPS. So some location theory, some GPS theory, and then questions and answers, of course, as you have them. And the final video in this series, a little bit of GIS potpourri. So some analytical things that are just good to know and good to remember. But we're going to start talking about the practical midterm. If you are not enrolled in this course, this is likely of no interest to you. Feel free to follow along to the next video. But for those of you enrolled for some credit, we want to talk about this practical. Now, refer to it as the midterm here and there. We're kind of in asynchronous, not time space. So it just happens. It happens in module 6, which is the next module. It's an independent test of your GIS abilities. It is not timed. It is not closed book. It isn't any of those things. Historically, it takes people about 2 hours. Back when we did it in a timed format, back when there was a timer on it. There's not anymore, but you can think of it as about a 2-hour exam. You can use basically anything on this practical. Your notes, old labs, old recordings, the internet, Google, the Esri help, the discussion board on our Moodle, you can scry some runes if you want to. Anything is good. Look up other GIS videos. Any of those are good to go. The 2 things you can't do to complete this exam are ask me or the TA for help. So myself and the course TAs not going to be able to help. This is yours. This is for you. You can do it. We believe in you. The other thing is private communications with others in the class. You are welcome to ask other people in the class questions on how to complete this midterm, how to complete this practical, whatever we're calling it. But it has to be in our course discussion board. So the discussion board for our course. Other than that, this is a very wide open exercise. You complete this after you finish the first 4 labs, because the first 4 labs is what you are essentially being tested on. If you haven't completed those labs, you're not eligible to take on the practical. But since we've been working in the sequence, it pretty much makes sense. There's no other really factors working with us here. Complete the first 4 labs, the first 5 modules, and then you get to module 6 and it's practical time. That means that the content of lab 5 is not on the practical, though I encourage you get that lab done as well. It's a helpful little lab. Just none of that is going to be on the practical. Study guides available on our course Moodle. Cover topics, some sample problems. Sample problem solutions are also up there. And module 6 is all module 6's videos are about solving those sample problems. So you can watch those as well once you're finished thinking about GPS and thinking about our fun activities here in Lab 5. So that is our introduction here, thinking about GPS and thinking about location services, but also thinking about, if you're in the course, our fun little practical. So think more about location coming up next.